What it do, DV fan? Do not fear, we are here.
Gang, gang.
Gang, gang. And we're loud. And we're proud. And we are here with episode 28. And by we, I mean DV Socks. Give it up.
You already know.
DV Slasty. Whoop, whoop.
Hello, friends.
And
hello.
as always, DV Macho's in the house.
Hello, hello.
Episode 28. Let's start our freaking episode with an intro topic. This one's a little bit different. Sam had something curious and interesting he wanted to discuss. But what he was thinking was, I guess, what sport we could see each other playing best? Is that what you were thinking, Sam?
No, like growing
fuck.
up, like you're kind of right, but not really. Like you're making it sound like
It's fake,
metaphorically.
like it's not true.
No, yeah. I mean, like
We're
growing
talking
up,
facts.
from your perspective, growing up, who was best at what sports?
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
We're talking
interesting.
DV facts.
So, like, here, I'll go first
Okay,
because
yeah.
I kind of prompted the question.
facts.
So-
yeah, let's start the chat.
I'll jump into Junior because he's the senior of the three.
Yeah, he got to dig deep for these.
Got a big
Yeah,
dick.
let me dig deep into the back of that memory. Mm.
All right, 30 years back.
So when I think of
Oh my
Junior,
God, dude.
when I think of Junior in his prime with us like messing around playing sports growing up, I think of Junior like being really good at throwing a football. That would
Oh, bro.
Right.
Oh
I
my
always
God,
wondered,
dude.
like why you didn't play quarterback in like high school or like middle school. I was like, why is this dude not playing quarterback? He throws me dimes.
Dude, just
And,
throwing
like,
dimes in the
dude.
street.
Man, I am.
and you always had that perfect deep ball that came like perfectly nose down spiral, you know? Anybody that plays football knows what I'm talking about, but you could do
Dude.
that.
Bro, man, I am so glad you said that because I was like, what the hell is that gonna, like, what is Sam gonna come up with? Like, pick up game of 21 or something? Like, no, dude, I could throw a football. Like, I could throw a football so well and I could place it like where I wanted. Like, it was just like, it felt right.
It was
felt-
nice.
I even thought about that too. Like, why am I not playing quarterback? Like, I should be playing quarterback. Like, I got a good ball. Like, I can throw
Yeah,
pretty
for
well.
sure.
And I had a pretty good arm too.
And dude,
God
you're like
damn, man, dude.
for a Mexican dude, you're like almost 6 foot. Like you could have totally been a quarterback.
Dude, that's a short quarterback, like a 5'10 quarterback, 5'11 quarterback.
Dude,
That's like
the
Kyler
number
Murray.
one, the number one pick is about to be the number one overall pick, and he's not even 6
Yeah,
foot.
yeah.
Like, give me my credit.
How tall is Kyler Murray?
Kyler
Kyler
Murray's
Murray's
like
trash, though.
5'7" on a good day.
Okay,
So-
well let me move
Yeah,
on to Paul.
I think I would definitely agree with Junior in football because he was very bad at everything else. But no,
Oh my goodness.
just kidding. No, dude, he always did have prime. We were always in the outside playing, and I remember Junior the most. Yeah, just throwing dimes in the street, like perfect 2-foot toe touch, hitting the curb with your toes, staying in bounds, like throwing dimes. That's
For real, though.
I remember that too. That's back whenever. Dude, Junior had like the prime, like, tall, lean. He had like the nice curly comb over hair. Like,
Yeah.
he was built. He was built for it,
Dude,
dude.
I honestly, I'm gonna throw this in here too, just to hype up Junior a little more. I remember
hell yeah,
playing
dude.
like
I love this
baseball in the
episode.
sandlot. I remember playing baseball in the sandlot, and you would make these ridiculous fucking diving snags
Dude,
all
you
the
did make a
time.
lot.
Like in like shortstop, it'd be like 3 times in a row, or like every other inning, this dude was like 5 foot in the air, straight horizontal, snagging a ball, and I'm like, dude, this guy is crazy.
Bro,
But
I'm not gonna lie. So my first couple years, maybe my first 3 years of playing softball, like in the military, like they would call me like the vacuum. They would want me at shortstop all the time because I would
Hell
lay
yeah.
out and make hella plays. Like I can't do that
Yeah.
anymore. No.
Put the stomach.
Every once in a while, at least once a softball season, I will get a diving like catch.
Full layout.
Yes, every once in a
yeah.
while. Like but
Hell yeah.
it doesn't happen very often anymore. But man, this is a solid episode. Great start.
So how do you want to do this? Do you just want to do like?
I'm gonna go Paul. I want to go Paul next because
Okay. Yeah.
when I think of Paul growing up, you know what I think of most? Like what I come up to most is Paul on the basketball court, Paul on the b-ball court, ball in his hands,
I
like
could ball.
running up the court, putting other players in positions that they don't want to be in, that gets them fouls or gets them like, dude, I
was James Harden before James Harden existed. Literally.
dude, he was literally James Harden.
He was James Harden.
Dude, that was your
with frosted
game.
tips.
Dude, you had control. You had control of the game. You had control of your game. You would score. Like, I just felt like you were in your element. Second runner up, I would say soccer. Soccer, the only thing is your finishing was like 30 for some reason. You would get hella shots. You would and you would still score goals, but you should have scored way more goals than you
I honestly don't even remember my soccer days, but thanks for that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to. Okay, let me dig into the Paul memories too. I think I agree with you.
Frosted
the primary thing is frosted tips Paul with a white headband, the black Under Armour tight long sleeves,
Black
with the
arm sleeves.
with the white wristbands over the black long sleeves. That was that was baller Paul. So Paul was good at basketball, man.
with the crooked ass glasses. Oh yes,
Dude, he would get fouled. Every time he got fouled, he'd have to go pick up his glasses to shoot free throws.
Literally.
dude. But you were always pulling them fouls,
But
dude.
they would win games 32-28, and he would have 30 points.
Yeah, I was built for basketball. I kind of wish I played basketball in high school, but
I'm trying to think what else. I wanted to mention something else, kind of like how you did with him with soccer, but I don't know, man.
Maybe
I do remember him having a really nasty juke in the streets.
dude, yeah, I had a mean, nasty juke.
Paul had a nice juke move.
My knees can't handle that anymore.
Dude, I think about a
just remember
juke
it being-
move, and I'm like, oh, that sounds so painful.
It used to be
Like,
hard.
sounds
It used to
so
be hard to get a
painful
good
right
two-touch on Paul.
Yeah.
One touch. If we're playing one touch, there's no problem. But a good two-touch, it got tricky sometimes.
Well, let's throw it to Sam now. But Paul, what do you got for Sam? This is fun, actually. I kind of like.
I would say Sam's the
You don't got
clear
shit for
baseball
Sam.
favorite. He was, he went to college to play ball. He, I think you were honestly the baseball favorite, I think, in the family, because your body was just built a little different. Like when we got to the time where it needed to be built different. You kind of you got a little more muscular in high school. You worked out in high school. You grew.
You definitely feel
grew
that.
like fucking 14 inches in a summer for some reason. He was literally like, how tall were you? Like 4'10", 4'9", and then you the next freshman year of high school, you were like 5'10" out of nowhere, literally over 3 months.
Dude,
Yeah,
there
it was
is
intense.
for most of Sam's baseball life, at least adolescent life, before high school, he was the smallest kid on the team. Like
Every
year, like always.
His nickname was Mighty Mouse.
I
back
could be
in the day.
playing an age down. I could be playing down illegally and still be the smallest kid on the team.
But
Because they let kids play up, and that's cool. But you're not allowed to go play in a younger team. I'm pretty sure I played in a younger team a couple times. And,
yeah,
just carried it.
I think baseball too. But it's funny because Sam was actually super bad at baseball, and then with some work, he got really good. But when I think of Sam, in his the years that he got, or he just exploded way better, was during machine pitch, and this dude would hit freaking home runs. It was his turn up to bat, and I remember we were working on his swing, man, for so long we were working on his swing, And then he was just hitting like good contact hits. He was just contact solid. And then one day I was just like, dude, just try to swing like hard. Like try to hit the ball hard. And then like that season, it was just home runs. Like he was up to bat, home runs.
Dude, that's like the crazy thing to me is because like I do not remember in my brain hitting a single home run in machine pitch. I can't remember
it was
at
crazy.
all. I remember being really good, like for my
Yeah.
age, and people thinking like, "Oh, Sam's really good now." But like, I don't remember hitting a home run at all. Like to me, my only remembrance of a home run is my senior year of high school when I hit a home run in that season. That's the only time I remember hitting a home run. So,
Yeah,
so
it
weird.
was different times, and then of course, yeah, you filled out in high school, and I mean, obviously, you're like one of the top talents on your team. Every time I went to your games, there wasn't shit. Like nobody was doing shit. Nobody was fucking scoring. Nobody was bringing in runs. The only time anything ever happened when is you were up to bat. Like that's it. Like nothing would ever get started unless you were up to bat, and it was frustrating, honestly.
It felt like that.
It's probably how Mike Trout has felt like his whole career.
Yeah.
I think
I mean, you're not Mike Trout or anything, but
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
some of my like favorite sporting memories is like, I mean, getting to play like, I guess, a sport when you're old enough and mature enough to like enjoy it with the sibling.
Yeah.
Sam was a senior going into high school, and he was like, you know, one of the top players, or if not the top player on our team, like top two. And he was like, you made like all district too that year too, right? And you made like the all district team, and you were the only
Yeah.
person that got like an RBI in the all district team too. But
Yeah.
yeah, and you know, just like growing up, and you know, you play together like your whole life, and you know, you kind of just like progress. And then like me going into high school freshman year, like I'm this young small kid, and Sam's like senior year top notch player, like, you know, and you get to watch him like play, and then I like am out there getting freaking pitched because we have nobody to pitch, and I'm throwing 75 miles an hour, and these dudes are hitting the ball literally like 398 feet out of 400 feet, and Sam's on the warning track just catching everything for me. Like that's like one of my memories in baseball is like playing in a tournament, and I like throw 3 fastballs straight down the dick, and these dudes just Scrooge barrels dead center, and Sam's just like cleaning everything up in center
Running
field.
it down, man.
Yeah.
oh, dude,
Such a good memory.
I have one specific memory that I remember going to watch Sam play a game, and somebody got a hit into the outfield, and a dude came running around from second. He was about to turn third and run home. Sam lasers this ball from center field on a fucking line. Lasers it. Dude, I was like, holy fuck. Like, he just threw that. It hit the backstop. Like, it hit the back fence, like, behind the catcher. So, that, like, but it was the
Like
fact
a way
that,
off target, but
dude, way off
It was on a
target.
line.
But I remember after that happened, that same situation happened again, and the third base coach was like, he stopped his player. He was like, same situation. That ball took that bounce. Sam fielded it. He was like, I think he threw it again, but this time it was like at the catcher, not the fucking back of the fence. But he stopped his guy. Was like, all right, now this dude's got a fucking cannon out there in center field, just on a line, dude. I remember it, and it just nailed the back of the fence like, so hard.
Dude,
I was like,
that I
fuck.
remember that. I remember that game specifically because, yeah, but I developed a really strong arm out of nowhere that last couple of years, so that was fun.
Yeah, it was really cool. Dude, I like this.
remember-
Look at us pumping each
You
other
ever take
up.
steroids,
No,
dude? Did
no.
you secretly ever take steroids?
I did take steroids for an allergy to fire ants.
I can
was
you
that
know,
was that the
you
summer
know,
beteen 8th grade and freshman year? Because
That was
that would
fourth
explain a
grade to
lot.
That was 4th grade to 5th grade.
That would
I
explain a lot.
fourth grade to 5th grade, and I think I grew -2 inches.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
So-
I'm pretty sure I was taller than Sam from about like until he got to freshman year, pretty much, and then all of a sudden, you were taller than me for 3 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You definitely filled out. It happened like it seemed like overnight too.
Good times, dude. Good times.
Yeah, let's
Well,
get
thanks
into
for the hype show, guys.
All right, dude, that was fun. I actually
was
like. We
lit.
need to hype each other up some more. Anyways, since we're on the baseball subject, let's just go into baseball. I wanted to talk about World Baseball Classic a little bit because I found myself watching the World Baseball Classic and I was having fun watching baseball. Like I was
Yeah.
actually like looking forward to watching baseball. The baseball was so good. The players were so into it. Like the games were meaningful. They were exciting games too, man. Like the drama, especially like in that Mexico Japan game. Oh God, like that
Dude,
was
that's one of the
such an
best games of all
amazing.
time.
I think that was like that may have been like my favorite game ever. It was so freaking good. But if it's not, it's like top three at least. It was such a good game. And then
Yeah.
when it comes down to like Japan and the US and the way that game finished, holy
Yeah, I
crap.
got one thing to say about the way that game finished. So it was just for people that aren't super big fans of baseball or haven't really been paying attention, just the Team USA, the captain of the team, the best player in the United States, the best American player for the last 8 years, without
Mike Trout.
question.
Mike
Without
Trout.
question. Nobody questions it. It's been Mike Trout. The
Hmm.
dude is a beast. And he's facing off with 2 outs in the bottom of the ninth, and it's Mike Trout against Shohei Ohtani, the Team Japan pitcher, and they play on the same team in the MLB. And Shohei Ohtani is like just a legend. I remember
Generational.
He's already a legend. He is
So-
basically
He's like
the
3 years in.
he's like
Yeah.
he's like the new era Babe Ruth, but better.
but on another level. So like the
Yeah.
one thing I wanted to say, and then I'll let one of y'all go. But like at the end of that game, when he struck out Mike Trout, my first thought was, man, I feel so lucky I got to watch this live. Like
Yeah.
just as a sports fan, I was like, that was so awesome. He just threw 100, 101, 102, and then snapped off the nastiest slider.
Slider. Oh man.
Oh, dude, it was disgusting. And I was like, this guy, he also scored like the game tying run, and then the guy behind him scored the game leading run. And it was like, it's crazy what he does. And I just feel super lucky to see that level of a player play. It's mind blowing to me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
dude.
go ahead, Paul.
I think watching the World Baseball Classic is the most fun I've had watching baseball, honestly, since I like actually like fully committed to watching like baseball like throughout the year, every year. Like I have never been more excited to turn on a baseball game in my life. Like even if it wasn't, I mean, I guess I have Japanese in the family, so I was super excited to watch the Japanese team. And then they also had Masa Yoshida too, who was playing, who was just the new Red Sox player we got. So I was super excited to see him play. So like seeing them play and like seeing all the players, like you hear about all these people saying, you know, this World Baseball Classic is just an exhibition game, and you know nobody just wants to get hurt. But like the way you saw the players play, that was not just exhibition games. Like that was like FIFA World Cup top tier, like
Yeah.
all out, win
You
or
could-
nothing.
You could tell there was like pride in these games, like pride in these
If
teams.
you
like,
saw Trey Turner's home run
oh
to tie the
my
game,
gosh.
you know Trey Turner, you know that those
Yeah.
games meant more than any other games in those guys' lives. I've never seen, and I doubt anybody's ever seen Trey Turner show any kind of emotion like that ever
Yeah,
since he started
nothing
playing.
like it. And same thing with Shohei when he had different moments like that
Yeah.
strikeout, and he throws his hat and glove at like off of his body, just like with pure excitement. It's like you
Yeah.
don't see that from Japanese players. Like they don't do
Yeah.
anything like that, and everybody was doing it.
Man, and even Mike Trout was just like he was like out there saying like it's the most
Yeah.
meaningful games that he's had and some of the most like fun times of playing baseball that he's ever had, which is
Yeah, he
insane,
committed.
right?
He already committed to playing in the next one, the next World
Oh,
Baseball
man.
Classic, because he said that he had so much fun doing this one. There's no way he's gonna miss it again.
Yeah, dude. It was like that was I was so excited for baseball. I haven't been that excited for baseball since like the 90s, like early 2000s.
Steroid
Like
era.
Red Sox, like
Juice. Manny Ramirez,
Exactly.
David Ortiz.
But man, it was awesome. And then the other thing I wanted to say with that was um we got to give Shohei Ohtani his credit, right? Because he very well may be the best player in the major leagues right now currently.
I think he is, dude.
It's
And
probably him,
I
and
don't
then
think
it's
it's a question.
probably yeah,
And
it's
Mike
probably
Trout.
him, and then it's Mike Trout. And to see both of them two end up in the last play of
It's
the
just so
game,
crazy.
the
In the
World Baseball
championship.
Classic for the championship, like man,
It's
that
it's
moment
beyond amazing
you can't
to
I
see that.
like you can't that's like a storybook, right? That's like a fictional book about baseball that was just played out
That
in
would be
real
like,
life.
I guess if you don't understand baseball, to put it into basketball terms, that would be like Michael Jordan, LeBron James, one-on-one with like tie game, fourth quarter, last second shot. Like
Yeah.
you were like, it is
Like
king and season.
MJ's trying to lock up LeBron. They got
Yeah.
the lead, and
Yeah.
he's got 5 seconds to go hit a game-winning shot. And it's like
Somebody's got to block it or somebody's got to make it.
we got to see that in real life. Like
Yeah,
just
that's crazy.
generational, legendary players.
Mm-hmm.
The absolute best player from both countries, and freaking Shohei won it.
Shohei won it. Japan takes
Did
the
you
W. and-
one last thing with that? So did you guys see the interviews they did before the WBC? They interviewed Mike Trout and Shohei, and they asked if they met in the finals how they thought a bat would go if they had to play against
Oh,
each other.
What? No, I did not see that. What happened?
did
So
not
they
either.
interviewed, yeah, and Mike Trout said, he said, Shohei's really talented, but I'll just say I would be very confident going into it. And then he said, but what did he wanted to know? He said, what did Shohei say? And he was like, the reporter goes, Shohei's answer was only God knows. And I was like,
That's fucking-
gosh, that's such a good answer,
Yeah.
man. Like
that is a good
that
answer.
is Shohei Ohtani for you, and that's why he freaking struck him out. He's just
That dude's so humble, man. He's gonna be, I don't know. Just him being one of the best players of all time is such a good look for baseball. It's so good.
It is, and Japanese baseball as well too. Like they've
Yeah.
got
Yeah.
some. Hey, if you guys out there didn't watch the World Baseball Classic, Japan has got some dogs, man. They got some
Yeah.
monster players that are probably going to be coming to the MLB. And watch
Yeah.
out, they got a pitcher who is filthy.
Oh my
He's going to be
God.
great.
he's Shohei Ohtani, but just the pitcher form, which is amazing.
He's a better pitcher. Like he's nasty, filthy. And then they got this,
And he throws like 103.
They got this hitter, this first baseman over there that they call him
Murakami.
godlike. Like yeah, they get his nickname is like in Japanese, it translates to English. It's like godlike. Like basically,
Yeah.
he's like a god, which is crazy. And
That's a good
they
nickname,
got
huh?
some good. But speaking of players that came over currently, Yoshida has gone to the Red Sox, and he had an amazing World Baseball Classic. And Yoshida, I was like, who is this guy? We just spent a ton of money on him to get him on the Sox. And watching him play, like he had monster hits. He had some home runs, and he's this small dude. He's not a big
Yeah,
guy
he's
at all. He
not
weighs
big.
like 170 pounds or something like that.
He's just
Like,
thick.
He's
Yeah.
thick. He's short. He's thick. And yeah, so I seen him in the World Baseball Classic perform. I was like, man, I can't wait for this guy to come over to the Red Sox. I'm excited to see what he can do. And so far, it's been like a week or week and a half, and he's a bit
4
of
games?
he's a
5
bit
games?
of a ground ball wizard, huh? He just kind of hits ground balls.
He did.
Yeah.
He did hit a home run.
Yeah,
He,
yesterday.
Yeah, he did hit
He
his first
finally
home
hit
run.
a home run yesterday.
And he hit it over the Green Monster, which is exciting. to
It was
see
a-
that he can
Oppo,
go-
yeah. Oppo
It was a
Green Monster.
nasty home run too.
It was a
Like,
high-ass pitch that he
and
hit out.
he's-
Yeah.
he
I'll say
destroyed that ball, but-
about Yoshida, if you watched him play in the World Baseball Classic, he's gonna get hot, and he's gonna be really hot when he gets hot.
Yeah.
And he was hot in the World Baseball Classic. He set the record for RBIs of ever in the World Baseball Classic. So he has the potential to
He-
be one of the best hitters in the league and one of the best average hitters in the league, which is something the Red Sox could really use.
Yeah. Especially after losing Bogarts and JD
Yeah.
Martinez. JD Martinez.
Yeah, JD Martinez.
They lost those two guys who are
Yeah.
always league leaders in batting average.
Yeah.
So they need to replace
really
that,
good.
which is he hopefully can be that. But he in the World Baseball Classic, he also had one of the most clutch home runs
Oh,
Off the
yeah.
foul pole.
I've ever
Bro.
seen.
Yeah.
And
Oppo
it was-
high up, like God. I mean, not Oppo. It was a pool. But
It
it
was
was
a pool.
just sky high.
Off the
And
foul
there's
pole,
that
yeah.
big concrete pole behind the foul pole, like 50 feet past the foul pole, and it hit like the middle of it, dude. That thing was launched,
Yeah.
and it was
Yeah,
like he
he's-
golfed it out. He just threw his hands at it, and it just flew 450 feet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
I think he's gonna be very good. If I've watched every game so far this year. I told Desiree my goal for this year for the Red Sox is to watch a portion of every game. So we'll see what happens. But I've watched every game so far, and he doesn't have bad at bats. I'll say that he won't strike out in 3 pitches. He'll take the count to 2-2, 3-2 almost every at bat. But he's almost so scared to strike out that he's gonna ground into double plays more times than he should. From what
Yeah.
it seems
Yeah.
like, he will make contact 98% of the time, but a lot of the times it's not going to be great contact if it's with 2 strikes.
And that's kind of the thing that I've been seeing with him too, is that like a lot of times guys on base, you're like expecting him to get the RBI, and sometimes he'll just hit into a double play. And it's like at some point, is it worth not striking out to get just contact? Like,
So
or would
that's-
you just rather take the strikeout? Like
That's the
try
discussion with like
swing
what
hard
baseball
and-
is, right? That's the discussion with baseball. Like, what is it now? Like, people are swinging for home runs for a reason, right? They just think statistically it makes more sense to be trying to hit the ball hard all the time and don't have a 2-strike approach. Your 2-strike approach is the same as your first strike approach. It's to hit a home run or to hit the ball as hard as you can. And he definitely doesn't have that mindset. And I'm curious to see if they try to get him in that mindset or if they're going to let him keep his style.
Yeah, and it's super early. Like it's way too early to really have a verdict on him. I'm still excited he's on the team. You know who has that approach every at bat for just swinging like just hard? Rafael Devers. That dude.
Yeah,
oh my
that dude
God,
tries
that
to
dude
hit.
swings hard.
Anytime
Unless it's out
that
of the
guy
strike
barrels
zone,
up-
then.
But he hits. The big thing about Rafael Devers is he hits so many doubles on balls out of the strike zone.
Yeah, he
but that
does.
also gives him very ugly swings when he doesn't get
Yeah,
contact.
it does.
So
He's got
I've seen
some
a lot of that
nasty
this year
swing and
so far.
misses. He swings so hard. Like there'll be balls down the middle, and he'll be swinging so hard that I think sometimes if he just like slows it down just a little bit, he'd make like better contact. But he swings so hard, he'll just miss. But also, he's like probably the best
think,
third baseman ever for the Red Sox.
I think we need to bring back our league leaders, like quick baseball things. Not right now, but like in future episodes. if we
Yeah.
want.
Yeah.
Like how we were doing like league leaders and home runs and steals and
Yeah.
strikeouts. Maybe just
That'd be
do
lit.
those few things.
Yeah, that could be pretty fun. Something that's not pretty fun is the NFL subject of Aaron Rodgers. What the hell is going on with this guy? I feel like we had this conversation last year where I came out and was just like, I am so freaking tired of Aaron Rodgers. Frustrated with Aaron Rodgers. Is he a Jet? Is he a Packer? Like, what the hell is going on with him? There's still nothing like agreed. Who knows what the hell he could still be freaking high in a room that's blacked out for 4 days. Like, did he actually really come out? Like,
Maybe a clone of him came out. I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know, dude.
it's
Aaron
a worse
Rodgers
version of himself.
Aaron Rodgers is so just weird. Like I don't know how any other way to describe it than just a different person. He's a little weird and like I don't know, just the way he thinks about everything is like way different than everybody else. Like he has his own Aaron Rodgers ideology and mindset of everything. And now I think he's at the point of his career where like he just thinks what I say is gonna go. And then he's like, yeah, I'm with the Packers, but, my goal for next year is to play for the Jets. It's
What
like,
if they just
okay,
release him?
you're still under contract for the Packers. Like,
That's what I've been saying this whole time. I don't know if y'all remember me saying that. Like Aaron Rodgers is under contract.
Yeah, he's under contract
He
here
just
next year.
he signed a fat deal with the Packers.
Yeah.
And it's like, why is everybody just? I was telling this to somebody the other day that was asking
Well, the
me,
Packers
like,
don't want him.
yeah, but until he's actually gone, that's where he's contracted. Like, if the trade's not right, why are they going to do it? It's the same thing with the Nets and like KD for a while. They end up keeping him to the beginning of the year because nothing was working right, and they end up getting a decent deal later. So, I don't know.
I think they're gonna make it happen.
Yeah,
I think it's just.
I think he'll end up on the Jets, and they'll still suck, and the Packers will suck.
He needs to go. Like he needs to go though. Like he just needs to go. And I have written down here: is he a Jet or a Packer? No, he's a diva. 'Cause that
He's
dude
definitely a diva.
the dude is such a diva. But
He's
I don't
pretty
know.
good though. He throws a damn good ball. I'll say that.
His deep ball is very junior-esque.
Yeah, it is, dude.
Very
But-
19-year-old junior-esque. Not 37-year-old junior-esque.
Junior could throw a football farther than he could a baseball.
Dude, I could still throw.
Which
I
makes
could
no
still
sense.
Throw a football pretty good. Hey, softball season's around the corner. Pretty excited about that.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna stretch the hammies,
Make sure you ice them knees.
Put some braces on your kneecaps. Yeah.
dude. I just need robot legs at this point. Robot legs.
Exosuit.
You guys got any other NFL? Oh, Cowboys sign Brandon Cooks.
Cowboys
guys-
had a decent offseason. They've gotten a couple good players.
They got Brandon Cooks. They got
The cornerback.
The
from,
cornerback,
goddamn,
Stephon
it was-
Gilmore.
Yeah, those
So
two
they got-
signings are gonna immediately.
they at least have one good cornerback now who's gonna lock down somebody. The other one's gonna give up 1,000 yards and see.
You're
how that goes.
still on this, dude.
I mean, Ezekiel Elliott went to the Eagles. He's probably gonna rush for 1,500 yards this year.
Dude's way past his prime. God, what a trash pickup.
I like
Fat
how we
boy.
finally let Zeke go when our starting running back actually snaps his leg in half. It's perfect timing to let him go.
Well, I
Yep.
mean, we'll probably
They're gonna draft a
probably
running back.
a running back who's gonna be pretty decent.
They'll draft another
imagine.
Tony Pollard, I'm sure.
But yeah,
Anyways.
speaking of people past their prime, dude, I wanted to bring up Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship, BKFC. So I saw a poster recently, and they had some big names on this April 29th card. And I mean, they're all past their prime, as Ezekiel Elliott is. But, dude, so they have this April 29th card as Mike Perry versus Luke Rockhold, which were entertaining fighters in the UFC.
Luke Rockhold was super good for a while.
Yeah.
I saw him at the UFC event.
He was
Oh,
a
you did?
champion.
Yeah,
Okay,
I got him
what
on
was he
video
doing?
actually.
Yeah?
He was walking out of the tunnel.
No way, dude. That's so freaking
Yeah,
awesome.
got him on video. Sorry, keep going.
But Luke Rockhold has got a weak chin. I don't know how he's going to, hold up in that. And then they got Chad Mendes versus Eddie Alvarez, which those two are both exciting stand-up fighters. And Eddie Alvarez, for like the longest time in MMA, was like one of the best boxers. So that's going to be like super interesting to watch too. And then they also got Ben Rothwell, which is just a big mammoth of a man, heavyweight.
Wait,
like,
why is Chad Mendes doing bare knuckle boxing? Dude's a wrestler.
Yeah,
he could stand and bang.
all those.
Dude, he
those
tried to stand and
wrestlers-
bang with McGregor, and you saw what happened with that.
Dude, that's
all those
Conor
wrestlers,
McGregor, bro.
All those wrestlers think they can box, and most
A lot
of the
of
time
them
they
can.
can't.
A lot
And
of
then,
them
and then they
can,
get
A lot
knocked
of
out by
them,
Jake
a lot
Paul.
of them know how to throw a good power shot, but like, I wouldn't say they know how to box.
Yeah, that's true.
Chad Mendes has got some stand up. He can hold his own. Eddie Alvarez.
Probably not. I don't know, dude. I guess anything could happen in bare knuckle fighting. I've never really
Bro.
watched one, dude. But Jesus Christ, I can only imagine getting a knuckle to the temple probably
Dude.
put you out really quick.
It's scary, honestly.
It's violent. I
It's
imagine.
violent.
I've seen a
It's
couple like
scary.
highlights, and dude, you just hear the knuckle just crunch on the skull and like the cheekbones.
You gotta know
good
their
stuff.
hands get so jacked up from doing that. It's like another level. I don't know if I like that as much.
Dude, can you imagine like a tooth getting stuck in your knuckle?
Hey, by the
Oh,
way,
that
you know
would.
what I don't like at all, dude?
What's that?
The stupid slap fighting. I hate it.
You hate slap fighting?
I hate the slap fighting. That the whole program of it, like anything since that has come out. I know you're gonna talk about it, but just so I can get this opinion out here now, I hate it. I don't like it at all. And every time, so there was a moment where it got launched, right? And Dana
Uh-huh.
White, he was just promoting it on everything, and all these MMA channels that I was following on Instagram were posting his interviews and his promotions of the slap fights, and all these little ads were coming out for it.
Hmm.
Any time I saw Dana White's face talking about slap fighting, or I saw slap fighting highlights, I unfollowed that program and said, and I
Oh,
would,
wow.
dude, and I would comment before whatever post it was, I would comment and say, I thought this was an MMA page, and then I would unfollow it. I did it on
Dude,
every
yeah.
single
Ever
one.
since that league started, it started just kind of before the Makachev and midget fight. What's his name? Volkanovski. Just before Makachev Volkanovski,
Hey,
and like
Volkanovski, pound for pound #1.
not anymore. John Jones is pound for pound #1. Eat it.
Makes sense. It makes sense.
Yeah, but like there was no advertisement for that fight, which was like one of the biggest fights in UFC history with Makachev and Volkanovski. All you saw on Facebook and Instagram was the slap fighting.
Slap fighting.
That was literally it. And
Oh,
all the
yeah.
comments were like, I thought this was a UFC page. Like, where's the UFC fights? Where's the UFC advertisements? Like
Yeah, it was probably me.
that was yeah, just literally
I
yeah,
could
Sam's just on his burner accounts.
I could just imagine that one video that I kept seeing over and over, that girl getting slapped and then like trying to stand up and then doing like a roly poly roll. Like,
Yeah.
and they call it like, oh man, I kept seeing that one over and over.
If you like seeing people get knocked out, you'll probably
It's-
enjoy it.
it's just
but it's
not.
it's just very stupid.
It's not
very
supposed to
stupid.
exist.
It's barbaric,
Yeah, like
right?
Those
Like, it's
people-
literally-
really barbaric.
Those people cannot be getting paid enough. They cannot.
I mean,
be
they're getting
enough.
paid more than they would be if they weren't doing it.
Dude, bro,
Maybe.
I was
After
thinking,
medical bills and hospital visits. Are they making more?
dude,
They
I was
probably don't
thinking
go to the
about it.
hospital.
I was
No,
thinking
they
about
have
it.
to.
I was like, how much money do you have to be getting paid to let somebody knock you out?
Literally, like
Like that is
Not enough.
that's essentially what this is who can knock out who first by
it's not
taking
enough.
turns. Like,
and the chance of brain damage. The first night they had the show, a guy left with brain damage. Like
Jesus.
it's
It seems really
rough.
right. There's like
That's
it's not
why I
like
unfollow it. Anytime I see it, I just unfollow it.
And I guess it's like, I mean, if we think about combat sports, it's essentially the same thing, right? Like, if somebody's trying to like defeat the other person either by tapping them out, putting them out, like whatever,
Yeah,
by
to me
knockout.
though, that's like it's so
That's-
different though.
It
I
takes
mean,
some skill, right?
the
And
end
there's some-
result can be the same. I get
You-
that part of it. It can be a
you
knockout,
can still
right?
defend yourself. You can still
But
defend
yeah.
yourself.
You're not allowing yourself to get hit as hard as possible in the face when you're in a
Yep.
UFC fight. If that happens, it's because the other guy is better than you and outskilling you, or he
Or got lucky.
hits you with a good shot. Yeah, maybe he gets lucky, but you're not just standing there allowing it to happen.
oh
So I don't know.
wow.
It's just different.
You're
to
going
me.
a little robot-y here.
Oh, we're losing. Oh, you're back.
Good finish. Good finish.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm not really a big fan of it either. I haven't really been too interested in it. It seems really barbaric. But I got a question for you guys. We how Oh, I think we lost Sam. Dang. I want him back. What do you guys think? Sam, you there?
I can hear
Sam?
you guys. Can you hear
Sam,
me?
you there?
Sam, you there? Oh, okay. No,
Okay,
your
we can
camp's
hear
gone,
you.
but it's cool.
All right, slap fighting. How well do you guys think Will Smith does in this competition? You think he's got a chance?
Is it?
I
is it
think
back?
he would get knocked out.
You think Wilson?
He
Will
couldn't even
Smith.
knock out Chris Rock, dude. And he put everything into that. I don't think he could have hit him any harder.
He couldn't even knock out Chris Rock. That's a great point.
Something
And
tells
Chris
me
Rock
that,
wasn't expecting it.
something tells me that Will Smith has a weak chin.
Yeah, I get. You know what? I don't see him making it past the first round.
You know, I would love to watch that though. I've grown to
Will
not like
Smith.
Will Smith over the last year or so.
There's more than
Yeah,
one
I feel
round.
like
How many
he's-
rounds is there? Jeez.
I
It's
don't
3
know,
rounds,
man.
and if nobody gets knocked out, it goes to decision. It's so stupid.
It's
Whoever had
so
the best slaps,
But
whoever's face is swollen most loses. Like
What a
it's so.
joke, man.
dude,
I
but
just
hey,
can't get
since
the image out of my head, man. I watched like it was like one of the ones that made me start unfollowing it. Was I saw this like ad for it was like an ad. Like this is how they're promoting it. And this dude got slapped in the face so hard and his face was so swollen already. And then he had this like a white foam coming out of his ear after the slap. Like it was just like oozing out. And I was like, what the fuck? What the heck is that?
His brains are just slowly oozing.
Literally
out of his
just
freaking ear.
oozing white stuff out of his ear. And I couldn't tell you what it was. And I was like, okay, I'm not watching this. I don't even know what that is. That's disgusting. This guy's about to like die. I can't do it.
that sounds
But-
so bad, honestly. But with that being said, I got a top 5 slaps list that I want to get out there. I couldn't help myself. I was thinking about slap fighting. And I was like, dude, there's
This
so
is-
many
you know what, this
good
is a good-
slaps. Like I
This is
just
a good twist.
top 5 slaps. And this is
Okay.
my list. You can debate it if you want, but it is mine. It is mine forever. And I've got some
DV
really
Macho's
good
list.
slaps. DV Macho's top 5 slaps. All right, let me get my. Oh, dude, I wrote this out.
he's gonna
You
go
don't
home,
even
no
remember
shit.
him. You just wrote him down.
All right, no, all right. Hey, guys, come on. Starting number 5. We're gonna go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, number 5. I go with the Nick Diaz Stockton slap. Those brothers,
Oh,
dude,
the
in the
Stockton
cage.
That's a good slap.
I love watching replays of Conor McGregor just getting slapped open-handed by freaking Nate Diaz. And then he just points at him like, dude, they do it all the time. They're just in there slapping people. There was one time when Nate Diaz was on his back and there's a guy on top of him, and this dude's like slapping him open hand, backhand, like while he's on his back. It's so good. Nate Diaz Stockton slap, number 5. All right. Number 4, as mentioned before, I go with the Will Smith pristine form across Chris Rock's face.
That was stiff though, dude. Honestly, he had some stiff form.
The follow through is really what does it for me. He comes from down low and then just follows through so well.
Dude, the sound does it for me because all you hear is like the thud, like the like it's
It was-
so fast.
It
It's
was so
good.
shocking, dude. It was so shocking.
so
when it
random.
happened. It's so random. I was shocked. Chris Rock was shocked. Everybody was shocked. Even like Will Smith, I think, was shocked with himself.
Okay, Will Smith just
Chris
slapped the
Rock
shit
went
out of him.
in on him though.
Will Smith just.
I don't know if y'all did y'all hear Chris Rock's Netflix thing. Oh my God, he went in on freaking Will Smith.
Yeah, well, hey, you know what? He deserves to get that out. All right, number 4, Will Smith slapping the shit out of Chris Rock. All right, number 3. Oh man, this slap had me laughing so hard. It goes back to Jackass 3D. Bam Margera getting decleated by this giant hand. I don't know if you guys have seen that video.
I remember that.
Bam Margera
Yes.
is about to walk into this room and he's got like flour. He's got like this cup or some like container of flour.
Oh, dude, yeah.
And they have this giant, massive hand that's like being held back. And as soon as he walks through the doorway, this hand gets swung around and just slaps him so hard that it covers up his whole face, his whole like torso. It literally decleats him. He falls like, he gets like straight to his back and he's got flour all over him. You have got to watch it. He does not expect it at all. and he just gets decleated by this giant hand. And right before that hand hits him, freaking Wee Man goes, high five. It is so comically perfect.
Wee Man.
Bam Margera getting slapped by this giant ass fucking hand. You got to go watch that. That's number 3. Number 2 takes me back to my childhood. Number 2 goes to the Big Show with the chest chops. This dude would open hand slap the chest. Bro. Oh my
Dude,
God.
it's so red.
Go to YouTube. Dude, I'm
Be
telling
swollen.
you, bro. Go on YouTube. Just watch freaking The Big Show open hand fucking chopping, chest slapping people. Dude.
This Big Show chest chops.
Bro. No, I am telling you, man.
I can tell you what I'm
feel
gonna be
it.
doing at midnight tonight.
Dude. Big Show chest.
Dude. Hey, also, honorable mention, Crispin Wall. R.I.P. to him and his family. But I am telling you, these chest chops, dude, you feel them when you watch them. Like, I feel them. Like, I watch, I'm like, oh my God. Like, the Big Show was so big. This dude, like,
He's like 450 pounds.
Exactly, with this massive hand just slapping the shit out of people's chests. Number 2, the Big Show chest chop. God, it's powerful. It hurts. It stings. God, the sting. Number 1. Bro, number 1 is the baddest slaps I've seen in my life.
Oh, God.
And it is a movie. And if you have not watched this movie, you need to watch it just for this moment in this movie. Tombstone. If you've never seen Tombstone, you have got to watch this part of the movie where he walks into this bar or a saloon, and it's a Western. He walks into this saloon. There's a bunch of guys playing poker. There's this one dude who's real mouthy. He's cheating. He's scaring other people, intimidating other people. And this dude just walks up to this guy and starts like literally slapping him around. And this dude's like, oh, I'm going to get like, you're like asking for it. Basically, he's like this dude who was like trying to intimidate everybody else. He starts saying like he's going to do something. So this dude slaps him and he's just like, do something. Like, and then he slaps him again. He's like, are you going to do something? And this dude's like, doesn't say, like, he's just backing away. He slaps him again. He's like, you going to do something or you're just going to stand there and bleed? Like, cause his mouth is bleeding from him getting slapped. Dude, it was the baddest moment. I was like, damn. Like, this dude's literally just slapping this man in the face, telling him
Just
to do
getting
something.
punked.
Dude, just getting punked. And then he, like, grabs him by the ear and takes him out of the freaking saloon. It was, dude, you have got to watch Tombstone just for that moment.
I feel like that could have been number 5, but I'll take it as number 1 too. That's cool.
Dude, bro, watch it. You'll know what I'm talking about. Chest chop.
The Big Show
You don't
chest
want any of
chops,
those
bro.
chest chops, dude.
Dude, the chest chops. The Big Show chest chops. I'm going to be watching that at 12:01 a.m.
All right, that was my top 5. I got nothing else, but we got some gaming stuff that we want to discuss. Oh, you got something? What do you got?
Oh,
UFC 287 this weekend. Alex Pereira, Israel Adesanya rematch.
Shit, that's this weekend?
It is this weekend,
Israel
April 8th.
lasagna.
Dude, the rematch
Alex
is this
Pereira is going to KO Israel Adesanya
Both
for
done.
the 4th time in his career.
Dude, what's the co-main event of that fight? Isn't it a really big one too?
Gilbert Burns, Jorge,
Bro.
the BMF, Street Jesus Masvidal. Dude, it's a very good card.
Masvidal gets
Listen to this
knocked out,
card.
right?
Yeah.
No. Listen to this card.
What?
That
So-
or choked out.
Raul Rosas Jr. finally made a maiden card. I don't know if anybody knows that. He's the 17-year-old that they signed, who's a great
yeah.
wrestler.
Super
He's
good.
fighting Christian Rodriguez. I don't know who that is, but
I
he
don't
should
know who
win.
that is either.
Kevin Holland's on the card, which means the card's going to be great.
Dude, I
Kevin
love that
Holland,
guy fighting.
Santiago Ponzinibbio. Oh, Santiago.
He said he's going to
Ponzinibbio.
start using his jiu-jitsu now.
Wait, what?
Bantamweight, Rob Font.
Kevin Holland.
I love
Rob
that guy.
Font, Adrian Yanes. I don't know who that is. And then
Yanes.
co-main event, Gilbert Burns, Jorge Masvidal. That's gonna be a super good fight.
Gilbert Burns, Jorge Masvidal. I'm probably more excited for that fight than the actual main event.
So this is way off topic, but I can't help myself.
What?
If you guys had to pick one person to get Big Show chest chopped, who would it be?
It would not be me.
Oh man. God, that's a good
God.
one.
That's all right. That's gonna be the opening question for the next one. And people that hear this one are gonna love that question for next episode.
Yes. Okay, that's good. I
alright.
already know mine, but I'll save it.
Yeah, we'll save them.
Dude, YouTube, I'm telling you, dude. Oh my God, you're gonna feel it. You're gonna feel it in your
Big Show
spine.
chest chops. Jesus.
Big-
Yeah,
dude,
co-main
big
event.
fights,
Gilbert
man.
Burns, Jorge Masvidal. That's gonna be an insane fight. I fully expect them just to throw hands for 5 minutes. Should be super good. And
Well,
then main event.
Gilbert Burns is a much better wrestler. He's a much better jiu-jitsu artist. Like he's got him on the ground.
But Masvidal's got very good takedown defense, so I think he'll be able to keep it standing up.
I have
the
no
majority
faith in
of the time.
Masvidal anymore. That guy he's lost a lot of fights.
Yeah, then the main event, Pereira versus Adesanya, which if nobody knows, this is their fourth fight of all. Like they fought twice before UFC, and Pereira beat him both times, won by KO, and then
You know what I'm hoping? with this
Adesanya
fight?
fought him again.
I'm really hoping Adesanya has got like a fire lit under him to like be the Adesanya of old, you know, and like really perform and really like show up. Which he was fighting really good the last fight. But he kind of got the last round.
His
He got
leg was
dominated.
jacked up. He said he couldn't move anymore. So like that's why he was struggling
His
to get away.
perennial
That makes sense.
nerve.
Damn.
Dude, I feel like the exact opposite's gonna happen. I feel like he's gonna try to change his game plan and fight how he normally doesn't fight, and I think he's gonna get knocked out.
I think he either needs to try and wrestle, and I don't think he's strong enough and or good enough to wrestle. So he's gonna try that again, and if it doesn't
But A is
work,
a really big dude.
yeah, that's the problem though, because he was trying to wrestle him in that fight several times, and he couldn't do anything with it. He couldn't even take him down hardly.
Yeah.
And unless he's actually improved that, I don't see how he's gonna win. Because if they're on the
Dude,
feet,
I don't know.
he's gonna get KO'd at some point.
I saw some of his wrestling like videos. The wrestling training that like he's doing, just like I don't know, it just looks like amateur wrestling. Like I've seen like you
wasn't
see
very
like the
impressive.
Dagestan guys wrestle, and then you see like American Top Team wrestle, and like you see the good wrestlers wrestling training. And what this dude is doing is just like
It's pretty
just
basic,
like basic like tackles, like
Yeah.
just stuff that's never gonna happen in a UFC fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Should be a good
I'm
fight,
assuming you guys are thinking Pereira is gonna.
I think Pereira wins.
I'll take Pereira.
And the last
KO.
fight, he had a broken hand going in too. His right hand was broken. So
Damn, that's why he
I
didn't
think-
knock him out. Like
I
cold.
think he will. I think Israel Adesanya is going to try to get out of his comfort zone, and he's going to get knocked out.
Yeah, I got Pereira also. But you know what? I wouldn't be opposed to an upset. I think that could be pretty. I don't know. I hope he gets a fire lit under his ass.
If he wins, it would be awesome. Honestly, like
Yeah, it'd be a great comeback story against somebody who he cannot ever beat.
yeah.
Like in two different sports. It's crazy.
That's all I got.
Any other points? No, gaming transition. All right.
I'm trying to get my keyboard, but it's too fucking big.
So gaming topic, I wanted to talk about something something that happened recently that I had no idea that I was just on another level compared to Sam. And I was not aware whatsoever until it happened. So I'm over at Sam's casa and we're just hanging out. We had a fun day of golf, and then we came back and we grilled up some bomb ass freaking fajitas, some freaking steak and chicken fajitas. Oh my god, it was so freaking good.
It's so good.
Anyways, moving on, we showered, then we're chilling, and then we throw on the old Nintendo Switch, put on a little Mario Kart, and your boy DV Macho's on a different level compared to Sam, and I had no idea.
I was like, what is happening out here? This dude got first. We were playing on the max speed, 250 cc's or whatever. We were going max speed, and Junior even said, "Oh, dude, you're gonna go max speed." And I was like, "Yeah, dude, why not?" Oh, it's arrogant and stupid. I was like, "Yeah, dude, you scared of max speed?" And then we start max speed, and like this dude's in first place the entire race by a lot, and I'm in like 7th, just fighting to not be last, and he wins the first race, and I was like, "Damn, dude, how did you get first?" I got like 9th or something. I was struggling. I was like, I wasn't ever even remotely close to being in first or second or third, and I was like, okay. He's like, yeah, you gotta take the turns like this, and I was like, oh, okay, but I didn't really understand it, and then and then he got first again, and then he got first again. And then he got second once, and then he got first again. And then we played again, and he got first again, and he got first again, and he got first again. And I was like, what? How are you doing this? Why are you the best Mario Kart player I've ever seen?
Dude, I don't know what it is about Mario Kart, but if you've ever played online Mario Kart on the Nintendo Switch, it is survival of the fittest. I'm telling you, man, like if you want to like hang in that game, getting like 6th place online in Mario Kart is pretty fucking good. And so you have to know how to play. Like you have to know how to like
This dude was taking shortcuts, man.
there's fucking shortcuts.
There was one time, dude, I was in like 3rd. I was like, I'm gonna beat his ass. He's in like 9th. And then he was like, "Oh, I'm in first," and I was like, "What?
So you have to know where the shortcuts are. You have to know when to drift, because you can drift in the game too, and it like boosts up your speed too. And then you have to know when to hold on to your shells behind you, so you can block people from shelling you. There's just like a lot of little things within that game that can make you so much faster. I just didn't realize that I was like that much better than Sam. I guess I was just so used to like whenever I play that, like, and have played that playing online, like you have to be good in order to hang, or you're also just gonna get last.
Just
every
the
time.
fact that you've played that game online, to me, like, I'm like, what, dude? I've played it like 4 times against Brooke, and I thought I was doing pretty good.
You're like, hell yeah, eat shit, Brooke.
I was like, yeah, we're gonna play fucking max speed tonight, Junior. And yeah, I got my ass handed to me over and over and over and over.
Yeah, so for all you Mario Kart fans who are out there who know what I'm talking about, yeah, it's there's different levels to that game.
Yeah,
and we found out.
I didn't belong on the track with Junior.
You have any experience? You got any
C's.
experience, Paul, with the Mario Kart on the Switch, the old Switch?
Not on Switch. Me and Des used to play on Wii. You know, back in the heyday when Wii used to be lit. We actually still have it, but no, dude, we know all the secrets. Like the boost off the start. You got to start like the engine at like 1.5 seconds, and you get a blast off.
Yeah.
And then dude, there's a lot of secrets in Mario Kart. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah,
there's probably like a
20-minute
YouTube video on just like tactics
enhancements, Mario Kart enhancements. Also, too, they got like a lot of older tracks, like Super Nintendo like tracks. Dude, it's like it makes me
the Rainbow Road.
Roads. Like it makes me feel so good to play like those older like tracks, because it just gets me back in like my childhood and the nostalgia of it.
Nintendo 64.
It's so awesome. But speaking of Mario Kart, the Super Mario Bros. Movie just came out. And I wonder if you guys are interested. I actually looked to see what the ratings were. It's got like a 56% on Rotten Tomatoes, which was a little surprising.
I feel like, I don't know. I feel like the people who like are going there to rate it are like too mature to rate the Super Mario Bros. Movie.
Yeah,
I feel like the fact that they hired Chris Pratt to play an Italian plumber just really pissed me off. So I'm like, I'm probably that 50% rater.
I feel like he did really well. I didn't see it, but in the previews, I feel like he seemed like he was going to do really well.
So I thought his voice sounded ridiculous.
It's funny you say that, Sam. But everything that I've heard is that the cast of the voices of the cast of all the characters, they're like really good. Like they did a really, really good job, including like Chris Pratt. But like Jack Black is Bowser, Chris Pratt is Mario, Charlie Day is Luigi, Anya Taylor-Joy is Peach, and Seth Rogen is Donkey Kong. And from everything that I've heard and like looked up, I've like did a little bit of research. Everybody's kind of been on the same page of the voice actors did really good. Like they're on par with like the actual characters. Which
did they play baseball in the movie? They have to play baseball, right?
They've got to have like tennis too, right? Like they've got Mario Kart in the previews. Like I'm probably gonna go watch it with my kids.
I definitely want to watch it.
Let me know what you think.
It's got my attention.
Because
and apparently
right now I'm not. Right now it doesn't have my attention. Just
right now it's very slap fighty for you.
Yeah,
it's very slap fighty.
It was very slap fighty.
It's making you unfollow shit.
When I saw that Mario thing, I was like, I'm selling my Switch.
Fuck this Switch.
I was like, Chris Pratt, I'm selling the Switch.
You just not like Chris Pratt, dude?
I love Chris Pratt, but I don't think he's Mario.
Dude, who would you hire for Mario?
Yeah, dude. Who would you hire for Mario?
I'd have to think about it, dude. I don't know.
It's a me.
Probably like Chris Pratt.
Chris Pratt. He probably does a good Mario.
The thing is, he doesn't even do the voice like that. He's like, sounds American.
Bro,
yeah, he's Chris Pratt.
Bro, I heard he does really good. I heard
you gotta watch it, bro.
Dude, isn't Mario Bros like Japanese too? Like created?
Yeah. Yeah, it's Japanese created.
What are we
the guy who
about?
does the voice? You know the guy who actually the guy who who does the actual
it's on me, I'm Mario.
Oh my
God, shut up, dude.
That was pretty. That was like those old that old Asian like Wipeout show back in the day.
Oh,
Dude, so bad.
It's me, the Marios.
I can't do this. But that show that you're talking about, dude. That show it was on Spike TV. You guys remember
dude,
Spike TV? Oh my god.
They used to have UFC on Spike TV.
Yeah. Like a thousand
UFC.
ways to die or something like that too.
Dude, I used to live. Sam, we used to live on that shit. Remember that, dude? Seeing
Dude,
all 1,000 ways to die.
They used to have that like that show with like warriors fighting against other warriors of like.
Oh, dude, that one was sick.
Yeah, there'd be like
it was like the world's greatest warrior or something like that.
I don't know, but
and it would run like a simulator of like a pirate fighting like a army dude and seeing who would win.
Yeah, and they have like their different weapons, and they would test them out on like this jelly like mannequin.
Yeah, dude. Oh, I used to love that
dude,
show.
Bro, we need to just do like get a Spike TV like.
What was the Joe Rogan show?
Fear Factor.
Yeah, they used to like eat centipedes and drink like horse cum and shit. Oh.
You know what? I think on that note,
we should end this.
Have we called it? That's a wrap.
It's a wrap.
We'll see you guys.
We just wanted to say thanks again, everybody, for listening to this episode of the DV Sports and Gaming Podcast. With that said, we wanted to give you guys a proper outro. Here we go.
All right, guys. So please please follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. We have DV Sports and Gaming for Instagram. Our TikTok is DV Sports Gaming, and our YouTube is DV Sports and Gaming. We post all kinds of videos, all kinds of clips, sports related, and also just gaming clips. So please subscribe and follow.
And don't forget to utilize our social medias to interact with us and give feedback on the podcast and content that we create. We want to build a community around sports and gaming with our fans and listeners. And as always, guys, thanks for listening to the DV Sports and Gaming podcast. We'll see you guys next time.